Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to the first episode of another of my Civilization V Vox Populi series. So, the series that we are currently playing is Japan, will still most likely take a while to finish, so I was thinking this might be a good time to squeeze in another short series, One City Challenge. Something I've been thinking about for a while. I want to try One City Challenge Domination Victory. Someone suggested this a few months ago in comments, and I've been thinking about it since then. Never really got to testing it, but well, I want to try if it's even possible. I have some ideas how to approach this, but once again, I didn't test this. So this series will be more like me trying to figure out how to approach this idea of One City Challenge Domination Victory. I'm really not quite sure how this is going to work. I didn't do any testing. So we will most likely end up reloading a couple of times because I kind of doubt that I'll be able to do everything correctly for the first time. Once the challenge domination sounds very different from like the other One City challenges that we did in the past. But we'll see how it works, and I hope this is gonna be fun. So, before we get to that, let's quickly talk about the mods. Vox Populi complete package version from the 29th of January. I'll again make the initial save file available to you guys, so if you want to play and try this with me, make sure you have the same version. I'm saying this especially because there is now a newer version from like 17th of February or something. So make sure that you have the January version if you want to try this with me from the save file. Okay, so that's the mod, and now to settings, when we get to set up the game. Because it's One City Challenge Domination, I will start with a very small map. As you can see, we'll start with a tiny map. I want to see how difficult this is, if we can even handle the tiny map. If this works, we can maybe try again with the larger map, but as I said a couple of times, I have no idea how difficult this will be and how it will like develop. So I don't want to go with anything crazy. Really, this is more than enough for testing. We'll be playing as Attila. We can talk about him in a moment as we load into the game about his unique abilities. Because it's a tiny map, only 8 city-states, Pangea Plus, Deity, difficulty, all the other things. Actually, they got changed. I have the initial save file prepared already. I think I went with probably same world age, but I'm pretty sure that I went with strategic balance because I want to have horses available around our capital. It's quite important that we don't struggle with the early strategic resources. And then for advanced options, no events, no tech trading, tech brokering, but I doubt we'll even get that far. I think I left vassalage available because if we can't, basically the goal is to destroy all AI cities on the map and our capital being the only city on the map in the end, except city-states. But I still left vassalage open in case we can't achieve this. I'll at least try to win by like destroying the capital cities and vassalizing the rest. I want to have the option available. I really can't say how this will develop, so I want to leave the option open. Then quick combat, quick movement, everything should be the same. I don't know why this why the game doesn't keep this locked as default when I lock it in like this, but we should have a quick combat and quick movement in game. Then Attila, as I said, against 3 other civs that are random. Tiny map, we mentioned that, so I think we can load the game. Load now the Huns here. I prepared this yesterday. I was looking for like above average starting location. Nothing too crazy, but on the other hand, it's again One City Challenge, so we don't want to have like a city in the middle of a desert where there's not much to work with around. So you'll see what we are starting with. Before we enter the map, let's just talk about Attila. Friendly and enemy war awareness modified by 50%. So our war awareness should be growing slower and maybe even drop faster, although it's already dropping quite fast even without any bonuses, so that doesn't matter. Important is that it should be growing slower, and anyone we are fighting with should be getting war awareness faster. This could be pretty devastating because high war awareness, when you can't peace out, can completely ruin your game. So this is, or this could be a surprisingly strong ability, the first sentence. Then mounted melee and army units capture defeated units. The biggest problem in this type of game will be our unit cap. So I don't think this is that relevant, because before we even get any mounted melee unit, we will be probably on our unit cap, maybe even over our unit cap. So when I translate this, most of the time, this just means we will capture a unit and sell it for a little bit of extra gold. I don't think this will like help us to build up our army. And also, most of the time we'll just capture units that we don't need. I want to have like quite a specific army build, so I doubt that we'll ever need to capture units. And then claim adjacent unknown tiles when cities earn a tile of the same type. This is a very strong ability, especially for one city challenge. When your borders are growing very quickly, we should be able to control a very large territory around the capital very quickly, and this gives us like access to good tiles that are far away from the capital much earlier than we would usually get. So this allows us to like maximize the output of our capital in the early game when we really need it, when we're gonna be building up the army and maybe struggling with its upkeep. Thanks to this ability, we will be able to get the best tiles in range of our capital much faster than we would usually get them. Then we have Horse Archer. This is pretty important because it's a replacement for Skirmisher. So we want to rush, of course, Horse Archers. They're very effective, and they come with the same tag as catapults. So we are rushing a tag that gives us a siege unit and our unique unit at the same time. It's very important that we don't have to like split what we want to get, that we don't need one tag on the upper part of the tag tree and another one in the bottom part of the tag tree, that all the crucial things for the early game are in one tag that we want to rush as fast as possible. Now that's a Horse Archer. And then we have Eki. I've never tested this unique tile improvement. It works, or just read the description. An Eki can only be built on a flat grassland or plains tiles without access to fresh water. It provides production, culture, and food, as well as additional production if adjacent to two other Eki. Removes any features on the tile, can be built in or adjacent to Hunnic territory. So it works similar as a farm. If you have adjacency bonus, then extra production kicks in. It gives culture, which is really nice, and works on those tiles that you usually don't know what to do with. When you have these grasslands and plains with no resources on them, no fresh water, then those usually end up being as bad farms. If you are lucky, you can build a road through and build a village, but you can only have like so many villages, right? So this could be a very effective use of room, but this is most likely much better when you are playing a normal game. In one city challenge, I think we'll just be working great tile improvements, although great people definitely won't be the focus of the game. So we'll see if Eki is worth it or not. I like the culture part, I like the scaling production. I just don't think they'll be good enough when it matters. They have quite a few bonuses in the late game, as you can see. There are so many tags that scale them up, and later also some tenets that give them very nice bonuses. But if we win the game, we're gonna win it long before I think we get to tenets. And if we lose it, it's gonna be clear maybe by the end of medieval era that we don't have a chance. So I don't think it's really that relevant. Okay, so let's jump in. For now, I'll turn on the yields, so we can see what we are starting with. I wanted to have one resource that has gold right from the start, so that we can buy our first warrior as early as possible. This is not much. I'm hoping, I didn't check anything. I just saw this starting location and it was good enough for me. There is one thing that's missing. If there was a forest on this hill, then it would be like a dream start. I'm hoping that we'll get one more sugar in range somewhere to get one more gold. But this should be already enough. We also have furs for the extra production. Not that much food around here, except of course this tile. If there is one more sugar somewhere, then it's ideal. We'll have 2 tiles with 3 food to start with. But yeah, it's a good starting location. I know where I want to start. The city on the hill, of course, for the extra production right away. And instead of, not salt, instead of sugar, we have furs. Well, it's still something. Not what we wanted, but there is a 3 food tile here. There'll be a desert. I'm not too happy about that. But there shouldn't be that many tiles in range of our capital. And our horses will most likely be somewhere to the north. Okay. Let's, which way do we go? Oh, doesn't really matter. I'll just check the desert maybe. I want to see how... it's not too bad. I thought there would be like a maybe large desert, but it's only a few tiles. 1, 2, 3. It's basically 1 desert tiles in the range of the city. Okay, next. I think in the first episode, again, as the first episode, it's mostly gonna be like an introduction to the series. So we'll maybe try to get Stonehenge with that a pantheon, and we'll do the rest in the next episode. Hey, Spain. Do we want to steal a worker? Or we do want to steal a worker, but how soon do you want to do that? Let's start the city. Obviously, we want to log the sugar. That will give us insane growth very early. And we'll start with the monument at 17 turns. As for the research, we want to start with Potter. It's not lined up perfectly, but we'll get a lot more production in 7 turns when we lock the furs. So it will line up much better, and we'll start working on the Stonehenge immediately after we research it. Okay. Now, about that worker, we could build a farm here and here, but we won't be working these tiles. We don't really need the worker. We'll be getting... or we need to improve sugar, but to do that we need to be able to chop the forest, and that comes with bronze working. We won't have that tag for quite a while, and then we need trapping to improve furs. We also won't have that tag for quite a while. So do we even need the worker? Because if we capture a worker early, remember, we'll have to pay for him. It's 1 gold per turn that we'll have to spend on him, and that will slow down our warriors. On the other hand, there will be horses somewhere around our capital, and we will rebuild them in 30 turns, and we want to start improving them right away. We need to get horses as soon as possible, get chariot archers, and when we get mathematics, immediately upgrade them to horse archers and start fighting. So for that reason, I think I will have to capture an early worker. Next. Let's see, so this settler probably came from the south, so let's just keep going this way, hopefully run into Spain. I'm pretty happy that we found someone this early, but on the other hand, it's a tiny map. I've never played on tiny map, so I have no idea how tiny it is, how close our enemies will be. I can already see the border. So if I'm lucky that Spain is this close, or if we have our neighbors this close, just in different directions. I guess we'll find out when we start exploring. Okay. Let's just keep... Oh, there he is. I was a bit afraid that maybe there are no tiles they could start improving right away. But no, the worker is here. We could maybe move closer and wait for him to finish the farm. It's turn 4. He should be done, I think, by turn 6. Then we could pillage the farm, get like 4 extra gold. It might be worth it. Could give us the warrior 1 turn earlier. There is the risk though that they'll get another warrior. I'll just wait. We don't have to worry about their Pathfinder. The AI doesn't attack with Pathfinders, or very, very rarely. Wait. Oh, I didn't mention we are playing with Raging Barbarians, so we have to keep that in mind. Yeah, this didn't work the way I wanted. I thought he would just go away. Come on, dude. Okay, let's still do it. He'll just try to retreat this way, and I hope he can survive the damage. Yep, he didn't attack. The question is, can I afford to pillage the tile? I can just get killed by the warrior. Let's go Trailblazer. I have to be so careful now. I'll just stay here until we heal up at least a little bit. I'm scared that we're gonna run into barbarians, get one-shotted from outside of our vision and lose the worker. Okay, there is another citizen. So now we finish the monument in 7 and pottery in 8. So as I said, now it's lined up much better. How greedy can I be? This looks fine. I'm gonna go around. And I can leave the Pathfinder here. He'll be able to heal a little bit while waiting for the worker. Now we get the heal. It's not much, but we are moving and healing at the same time, basically. The Colombo. Where are all the barbarians? I expected barbarians everywhere. Maybe the spawn rate is somewhat affected by the size of the map. No, there are barbarians. Okay, let's just stay back. I may even have to stay here until I get a warrior and get the safe passage around. The last thing that we need is to end the turn on this tile and have a brood spawning right next to us. 70 gold. The good thing is, we don't really care about the worker right now. We need him when we get horses. So it's in like 17 turns, if I remember the numbers correctly. And we will be getting our warrior in 4 and 6 in 10. That's the monument. Now we need to start working on Stonehenge. Spain started worshipping God of War. Great. That'll make the sieges a little more interesting. Okay, so he killed the brute. Maybe try to go this way. So it's safer going around Madrid than it's going around the barbarian camp. Listen, can we just peace out? There's no point in fighting. War is bad. And here our unique ability is kicking in. The board expanded this way, and this is plains forest. Should be. Yeah, forest plains. Forest, it's not the important part. Important part is that it's plains. And thanks to our unique ability, we also got the other plains around this tile. This is a grassland, so the border didn't grow here, but this is a plains hill forest, or forest plains hill. So it is a plains, and this is also plains with cotton. So that's why we got these two tiles as well. Next time, ideal probably would be getting like this tile. It's a grassland, and then we would get 1, 2, 3 tiles, definitely. And if these two are grassland as well, then we would get all of this. Question is, no, we'll be growing this way. So if we get this tile, we should get this one as well. This is plains, I think. And all of these are plains. If we get this tile, we will get all of this. And when we get this tile, we should get all of this. So this is the power of the unique ability, that you are getting territory incredibly fast. And yeah, see, we already control the cotton. We don't want to work it yet, but it's 2 extra gold per turn, and we'll definitely make use of that. Next, maybe I should even work it with the next citizen. That's 3 turns. Thinking about risking it. I really need a worker to start moving. I can move 1 tile. Yeah, there is a brood. Damn it. I have to go this way. It will be faster going like this. Next. Hey, America. So we need to find 1 more civ. So far, I'm pretty happy with what we got. Spain is strong, but it's not like the hard snowballing civ that it's impossible to stop. And America usually isn't that strong. For a test game, I was hoping we wouldn't get something like, I don't know, China, Russia, and Korea or something like that. Let's log the gold. It should give us the warrior 1 turn earlier. And can we please peace out? Now would be a perfect time. What are we losing? Culture. Can't really afford to lose culture. Wait. Wait. What was it this time? Production, and there's another one coming. But now we have the warrior, so we should be able to kill them faster. Listen, let's end this. Go away. There's no reason to be mad. He didn't do anything, almost. 45, 45. Let's get the kill. No, 26 turns is too long. 18 sounds much better. I mean, 9 turns we got our first social policy. It's so important that we get it quickly. Next. Oh, you are moving. Come on, talk to me. Okay, now we can get away and send the warrior south. Where did you come from? Wait. I hope we can make it without the warrior. There's animal husbandry. So where are our horses? To the north. I kind of expecting them to be there. We have 2 tiles with horses. That's 8 horses. That's more than I thought you'd get. I thought you'd just get, you know, 1 tile. I was hoping that it's gonna be 1 tile with 4 horses, but I'm not even sure we can use 8 horses. We won't have the cap for that. Wait, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wasted turns before we can start improving them, but there was no way to get north. Now, we need military theory, come on, military theory and mathematics. After that, we will see. And then I will have to go trapping. Then probably bronze working, so we can get spearman. But I'm not sure about that, so let's wait before we lock those stacks. 45, how much money do we have? 34 and 5 gold per turn. We need a second word. Oh, Portugal. Okay, I like this game. No, really strong. Holy crap. The strongest enemy seems to be barbarians. Let's kill this one. That will move the warrior away from them. But now it could be a bit more difficult getting the worker to the city. Peace treaty. Yep, I'll take it. It's a bit too late, but better late than never. I can't move. If I move, then I'm gonna lose the Pathfinder. Just hide in the capital. Such a bad timing. Maybe you can move one tile closer. Not that it really means anything. But the brute shouldn't see me on this side. 45. Jeez, where are they coming from? This is so risky. Okay, can we kill him? No, no. Oh, we can kill this one, but I would like to kill both of them. I could... let me see. Bombard this one. Kill this one. How much damage are we getting? That's not too bad. Get a kill. And now we should be able to get the worker to work finally. How are we doing? 34. So should be able to get pretty early Stonehenge. We shouldn't lose it. There should be no way. Okay, social policies. I want to start with tradition opener. So there we get the extra population and all the bonus for the capital. The opener is just too good to pass. But then I'm gonna switch to authority, at least the opener, the extra damage to barbarians, and more importantly, culture for killing units. I will be relying heavily on culture from kills and from conquered cities. So we want to get to Imperium also as soon as possible. I'm not sure if I'll take Justice before I rush Imperium, because getting one engineer very early will be very important so that we can spam those units that we need as quickly as possible. And this will also allow us to get, or hopefully will allow us to get Great Wall. We want that extra unit cap. Anything that increases our unit cap in this game will be extremely important. One of the ways how I want to get enough room for all the units we're gonna need is to get as many generals as possible. So that's one more reason why I want to go authority. The culture for kills, culture for cities, and ability to fade by generals, because each general will be +2 unit cap for us, and we need to get to at least 20, 22. And with that, we should be able to conquer the world. But it's like the bare minimum, and we have to get there as soon as possible. So generals and that Great Wall will be very important. Now, you can jump out of the city, you can jump in, you can jump in all the way through. 45, 45. Oh, I didn't pick up the opener. And now we have 5 population. Let's lock the horses. We have all the first lock, and yep, now it's time to get the extra gold. 6 gold per turn. That will give us the second warrior quite fast as well. 5 turns for the Stonehenge. Yeah, let's finish that, and I think that'll be all for this episode 26. But how long is it gonna take to get rid of the prisoner of war? Still 21 turns. 45. Okay, so we got the horses, as you can see all the tiles around. Next time we get one of these 3, so hopefully it's gonna be probably this tile to get all of this. Next. And turn 40 Stonehenge is pretty good. With that, we got the Pantheon. I was thinking about the Pantheon, but I don't think there is anything better than Goddess of Beauty. Goddess of Beauty is so strong for One-city challenge that even for the domination victory, I don't think there is anything better. We can forget Ancestors Worship Earth Mother, God of all creation, God of commerce, God of craftsman. None of these are relevant. God of expounds, 25% force to border growth and gain 20 faith and 10 production every time a city expands. Its border is natural. But this is not for every tile. This is per expansion. So this is actually very bad for Attila, because we are getting multiple tiles per expansion. So in relatively short time, we won't be able to expand anymore. So we get even less from good of the expanse that other civs would. And overall, this is pretty weak. Open sky, culture per plains, 2 grasslands without hills or features, fading off from paths. This could be decent for Attila. When you are playing a normal game. For One-city challenge, not good enough. God of the Scene is nothing. God of the Stars and Sky, we can forget about that. God of the Sun, we can forget about that as well. God King, nope. Goddess of Beauty, fertility, festivals, love, nature, protection, not relevant. I think the only other Pantheon that might be worth considering is gone. As well, it was the God of War, or how it's called, the one that that Spain took. But I think even that is worse than Goddess of Beauty. It's so important that we get the Great Engineer faster. Artists are not that strong anymore, as they can't give you Golden Ages anymore, just Golden Age points, and only a few Golden Age points. But still, for One-city challenge, when you get the great work, it's still a nice culture boost. So I think this is a no-brainer. Now, as for production, warrior, maybe more than 1. What are we doing now? Wheel. Then we get military theory. Barracks can wait. How are we gonna do it? Definitely need the warrior. Then we're gonna buy 1 warrior. I want to get to 4 warriors. So we're gonna have to get or train 2 warriors, buy 1 more. So after these 2, we can get barracks. Yep, sounds like a plan. But I think that's gonna be next episode. We have what we wanted from this one. We can see Barcelona as the second Spanish city. I was hoping they would start expanding towards us, so that we have some targets closer. But before we start conquering cities, it's just gonna be once we get mathematics, or as soon as possible, once we get mathematics available. Then there might be some cities closer to our capital. I would like to see a city somewhere here and then maybe a city here if there is room. And ideal would be if those cities were founded right before we are ready to attack, so they don't have time to develop. We would use these first 2, maybe 3 cities to get some basic training for our units, so that once we get to Madrid, especially Madrid, our army won't be green, and we'll have at least, I don't know, 1 or 2 promotions on each unit. But well, this is definitely all for this episode. So I hope that you liked it. I hope that you like the idea for this Let's Play, and I also hope that we will see each other in the next episode. Until then, have a good time. Bye bye.